Hey guys, and welcome to Bomb Anime. It's your girl,
Ruka.
and Big Boy Sam are here. As always, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. You know what it is. Let's get right into it.
I really liked it.
Yeah.
I really liked this episode.
Defo, same.
So we got a little bit of a backstory into Khun, which I wanted to know what the hell was going on with him, but I still don't feel like we got the full story. We found out that he got exiled along with his whole family because of his half-sister.
Yeah, it's a bit of a weird one, and then there's dirty little rumors going around about them two doing the naughty.
So his mom basically said that he needs to... She was basically saying be a cold person and be cold-hearted so that he can't be used again, because apparently he was used in some kind of way, maybe multiple ways.
Wow.
I'm just saying.
Used how? Because sometimes being used ain't a bad thing.
I don't know, it just seemed like him and his sister were doing some extracurricular activities.
Ew.
They were called gross.
Phil. It is gross.
They were actually dashed into the dirt.
Well, he was. She became a princess.
It said that he was used, but we didn't see that.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, we obviously don't know the whole story yet, and I want to know the end of it. You know, who is Khun? What happened to him?
I don't usually like flashbacks because to me, I feel like a lot of the time it's just lazy writing. Like, they don't want to spend the time to do whatever it is to tell us the story, so they just give us flashbacks. And most of the time they seem really pointless, but in this anime, the flashbacks are used so well to give us little snapshots of the story as we go along, and it helps to build the suspense.
Yeah, I totally agree. It's normally used as a method of convenience, but this one it's used as a method of deepening the story, making it more richer. They've added layers to our receiving of the story.
Yeah. Then we got this door trial. I don't know what the trial was called.
Yeah.
They had to pick a door.
Pick a door, guys. Pick a door.
But what was with that plastic bag character? It seemed like the director, the person who was in control of that test, put him out there to basically give people clues as to what was going to happen, to see if it was going to help or hinder them.
Yeah, I felt this was just a device to move the story along, to introduce Hang Sang-yu. I feel like the trial itself wasn't necessarily the focus here. We're trying to see another person who was sort of similar to Leroy Rowe would be introduced to like deeper people within the whole structure of going up the tower.
I don't think they needed to do that to introduce him to us. He was already going to be introduced. He was already in control of the test, so we were already going to see him.
This is the way they chose.
I think that it wasn't to introduce him, but it was more to tell us something about who he is. He basically mind them. The plastic bag basically told them the information, but then he zeroed in on Khun and he was talking to him about his past. Was he also digging it into painful pasts to really mess with them? Because as you saw, when Khun got into the room, although he was trying to use his intelligence, he was completely taken over by memories of his past and all the negative things that happened to him. And he kept second guessing himself. Should I listen to Plastic Bag? Should I not? My mom said don't trust anyone. And it seemed like he also had a part of his memory unlocked.
You could be right, because that's what makes it a test, like a proper test. Because every test has been hard. Having the plastic bag go through and sow discord inside each of the teams was the test. Again, it does speak to the character of Hang Sang-yu. But for me, the answer being so simple makes this an easy test. It doesn't follow what I've seen so far in this anime. So I thought that's why I came to the conclusion that it's a literary device just to introduce Hang Sang.
I mean, it could have been, but I don't think it would have been to introduce Hang Sang, because it wasn't really about him. It was about Khun. Yeah. It was about his past. It was about telling us more about who Khun is and why he's like this, and why Lerero warned Bam about Khun. However, at the same time, if that plastic bag was doing it to all of the other people, then it really is a test of them facing themselves and not about the door.
Yeah.
Hang Sang-yu also then said to Khun, like, are you still letting that hinder you, really, is what he was saying. Or are you going to pick your own path? Do you want to protect? And he was basically talking about Bam.
Yeah.
This boy knows nothing.
Didn't even know what the sky was, Bam.
Do you know what's weird about Bam? That I'm not sure if it's a plot hole or what. He has no memory of anything. However, when he got to the tower, he wasn't shocked by anything. If I had only seen Rachel in my life, and then I go somewhere, I'm transported there by magic, it seems, I'd be shocked. I would be scared of seeing monsters.
Maybe it's just muscle memory.
Come on.
Bam, you need to pick a lane. Do you have memories or don't you? What is it, bro?
So, what about this bonus round?
Well, for me, the bonus round isn't necessarily the bonus round to me at this point in the story. I just want to know why. Because it showed that Hang Sang phoned Lero before the bonus round was implemented. And it seemed like they had a little bit of a kerfuffle with one of the other tests from a different test site where everybody got murdered, like slaughtered by a team who's wearing a hoodie. And
we obviously know that it's Rachel, the Princess of Jihad, and one other person.
What if Rachel is the Princess of Jihad? But yeah, we won't talk about that.
I want to know why the hell Rachel looks so much like the director.
Hang Sang-yu. Hang Sang-yu, say it. Hang Sang-yu.
I want to know why Rachel looks exactly like Hang Sang-yu. They have the same hair color, they have the same eyes. The only thing that's different is like Hang's eyes are slightly narrower than Rachel's.
Yeah, they have very striking similarities.
Which makes me wonder a bit about Rachel and who on earth she really is.
By the way, you were right.
What was I right about? Come on.
No, you were right, innit?
State it. State it for the record.
There are people born inside the tower and people born outside the tower, blah, 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 blah. You were right. So, what's a girl like Rachel doing outside the tower in the first place?
Well, we know you can be exiled. And we know that exile doesn't stop you from taking part in the tower challenges.
So, I think we need to talk about Anak.
For sure, we do definitely need to speak about her. She is just too sick. I just want to keep seeing her on my screen. I want to know more about that weapon. I want to know about how indestructible this girl is because she got smacked square in the head and she just looked like, that was annoying.
Yeah, I mean, like, everything that they put at her was an inconvenience rather than an actual fight. The only time I've seen a fight-ish was against Hats, I think his name is. Also, she lied.
About what?
She said, whether you're weak or strong, I'm going to go all out.
And it seemed like she did.
Them guys can walk afterwards.
She definitely went all out. And then she opted to put the crown on and sit on the chair, even though she's probably the strongest out of her group, instead of letting the weakest one do so while the two strongest fight. Interesting choice.
The fact that they both had that conviction, her and Hats, that was really striking to me. Because obviously everyone came to the conclusion we need to do it later in the game. And they both walked on and I was like, yeah, they know what they're doing, bro.
And also, Anak was the one that decided immediately to press the button and be one of the first. Basically have to fight the longest, and it kind of puts you at a disadvantage to be having to fight off basically every single group. As usual, we had Khun opt to watch to see what happens. He does this every time, even when it was something as simple as just walking through the Shinsu. That wasn't really a circumstance where you had to wait to see what happened. You could have just walked through it and waited on the other side to see what happened. Same difference.
That's true.
He's overly cautious.
But as we know, that might not be a bad thing.
Oh my god. I think it is a bad thing. Because he is battling inner demons to do with how he got tricked in the past. And the things that his mom told him to do versus what his instincts are telling him to do. He can't trust himself. Because the last time he trusted himself, he made his whole family get exiled. It didn't just say exiled, it said exiled and dismantled. Like, what the hell? You're gonna dismantle a family unit? I don't how are you gonna do that when they're in exile?
Basically, Khun just needs to take it as an L and then move on. And he just hasn't moved on yet.
I think that the reason why Khun is holding so tightly onto what his mum said is because she's dead.
Just for the record, guys, we don't know whether she's dead or not, but I kind of feel like Rika's right on this one.
Based off of the art style, when they showed his mom, she wasn't in full color. She was in like a weird, like a beigey brown color, with her features only just able to be seen, and that makes me think that she's dead, because you know when someone dies, your memory gradually degrades of that person unless you have like a photograph that you can constantly look at, and it's just natural, and it feels like she perhaps passed away quite a few years ago. And that's the image that he can muster up about her.
Yeah, I think Rachel's deep, you know, for this. Look, you're there. You know that Bam is longing for you. You saw him as well. Like, they did that little eye contact thing, and then she put her hood down further, blah, blah, blah. You can't even go, yo, I'm good, you know. Rachel is a selfish motherfucker, man.
No, I don't agree. Even though, you know, I've said multiple times I couldn't care less about Rachel, she's become a little bit more interesting for me. Because, like you said, she had her hood down, but she didn't just have her hood down when she saw Bam. She's had her hood down the entire time. She's hiding.
From who? And from what?
That is the ultimate question, isn't it? But she's not the only one that's hiding, is she?
No.
The other girl is also hiding.
Yep.
Because she's a princess and she shouldn't be there.
She should not be there.
So, maybe Rachel's either an eligible for princess state, or she is one.
I doubt that she is one, because she was found outside the tower. But then again, being outside the tower doesn't necessarily mean you can't be a princess. And also, she opened the gate into the tower.
And she knew about the sky and the stars, and she knew she could only see them from the top of the tower. That's making me feel like she's already been inside that tower. So I think she was born inside there. So I'm kind of thinking everybody is from inside the tower, but you can be exiled or you can leave.
Yeah.
And the real world is outside. Something terrible's happened to the rest of the world. It just seems so bad. Like we already said, nothing grows. There's no one really out there. It's like a wasteland.
Do you know what just popped into my head?
What?
Did Rachel know Bam before Bam lost his memories, and that's why she took him in, knowing that it'll be a strain on her resources?
I think that it's very possible that she knew who he was, and she was probably thinking, you know, maybe he'll get his memories, and when he just wasn't getting his memories, she was just like, okay, I'm gonna have to just move forward for myself.
She probably needed him, because I'm still on the whole Rachel's trying to use Bam trade.
It is possible we've seen a lot of people using others.
What did Maria do to Khun? Like, what was the big betrayal? Because, like, obviously, earlier on, we said it.
I want to know that as well, because it seems to be very, very important, and I do think it's going to unfold in the flashbacks as we go along in these episodes.
And, basically, do you think that Khun's mum is dead or not? Because I don't.
Also, I want to know what's in his bag, because, first of all, the bag almost couldn't come all the way through the Shinsu, which is odd. No one else has had a problem getting their possessions through the Shinsu if they could get themselves through it. He was the only one. Then, the director also said, looks like a pretty heavy bag you're carrying there. The bag's not heavy, so that means that the content is what's heavy. Heavy on the heart, heavy on the mind, who knows?
Okay, guys, so let us know what you think in the comments. Please share with everyone and subscribe. I know you wanted to do it as well. You wanted to do it.
Peace!